Good morning, Carrollton High School. Welcome to the Carrollton Morning Announcements. I'm Preston McLaren.
And I'm May Brodsky, and we are your hosts for December 1st, Friday, 2023.
Today in CHS News, today we will have our Trojan Gold celebration for Semester 1 during 4th block. All students should report to their 4th block class for attendance and to receive their tickets to attend the celebration. Then an all-call will be utilized to release students to the Student Activity Center indoor football field. Students need to bring their belongings to the celebration. We will have games and snacks for the students.
Attention all Student Council members. Please check our Google Classroom for an update on our December service project. Sign up to bring items for our blessing bags, and next week we will begin working after school to get them filled. Please email Madam Bagby if you have any questions.
Skills USA will be having a food drive for the Carroll County Soup Kitchen next week during 1st block. The 1st block class that donates the most canned food items for the week will receive a Chick-fil-A biscuit breakfast on December 12th. Check with your 1st block teacher about participating.
Check out the Career Center bulletin board on the TVs in the cafeteria for information about upcoming events, important dates, and scholarship information. Seniors should also check out the Senior Corner website. Contact Ms. Fisher if you have any questions or need assistance.
Now over to Drew and Audrey for Trojan Sports.
Here are your CHS Sports announcements. Trojan Esports had 2 big wins yesterday in Mario Kart. Our number 3 ranked team beat Clayton High School 2-0. Our number 12 beat Brunswick 2-0 as well. Both teams will advance to the top 16 on Monday, so that's really exciting.
Congratulations, guys. Trojan Dance will be showcasing their 2 competition routines this Friday at Carrollton Middle School Gym at 5 p.m. We'd love to have a big audience to perform in front of to prepare for our first competition this Saturday. Please come out to support.
A gymnastics interest meeting will be held on December 6th at Carrollton Middle School at 3:45 in room 704, Coach Hudson's classroom.
If you are interested in joining boys track this spring, there are flyers posted around the school that have a QR code to scan to sign up. There are flyers also posted outside Coach Sorrell's room, that's room F107. The first day of practice is on Monday, January 8th, 2024. There will be a parent meeting for boys track on Thursday, January 4th. That's 6:30 in the cafeteria.
This week's really special because it's time for our conference championship college football picks.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Are you ready for this? It's no pressure.
Hopefully.
Actually, really high pressure.
Oh.
No, really not. All right. That's a bold choice with the War Eagle. Go Auburn. Almost making this really an interesting conversation in the SEC Championship.
I was hoping, but
and it's still an interesting conversation because speaking of interesting conversations, let's start having some interesting conversations about championship week this week. College football picks. We're going to give a pick 6 this week. We've got 6 college football championship games to pick from. The first one, and then, look, this is one of my gripes with the Pac-12. Friday night, there's high school football going on. Come on, Pac-12. What are we doing? All right, well, whatever. All right, we got number 5 Oregon against number 3 Washington in the Pac-12 championship. A lot of people picking Oregon for this upset.
I'm also going to pick Oregon. I mean, even though they got beat by Washington early in the season, I mean, they just have the better team. You have Bo Nix, which is coming out strong. Washington literally almost got beat by Washington State, an unranked team last week.
At home.
Yes. So that was pretty bad. So I'm going to have to go with Oregon for this one.
All right, what do you think?
I'm also going Oregon, land of the Ducks.
Oregon, land of the Ducks. I'm going to stick with the Huskies on this one. They're undefeated for a reason. And I think, we saw all those tight ball games last week in the head-to-head rivalry matchup. So I'm going to pick the Huskies on this one as the favorite to stay undefeated. All right, here's one that people are going, okay, we know who's going to win this. Number 18, Oklahoma State, the Pokes in Dallas, playing number 7, Texas. Now, here's a stat you probably didn't know. The last 10 matchups against Oklahoma State and Texas. Do you know the record?
I do not.
What is it?
7-3 Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has beat Texas 7 out of the last 10 times. All right, so my pick this week is the Pokes because they have got Texas's number, even though they're a heavy underdog and did not look good beating BYU at home last week. Again, I'm picking the Pokes in the upset on this one.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to disagree. I think the stats don't lie. I think Texas is just the better team. And like you said, Oklahoma State almost got beat last week.
They did.
I'll go Oklahoma State.
Woo!
Why not?
Why not? Because why not? All right, here's one that you don't know. Number 17 Tulane and number 25 SMU in the American Athletic Conference Championship in New Orleans. Tulane has lost one game this year to Ole Miss. SMU's lost 2 games to TCU and Oklahoma. All right, so these are 2 very good teams playing in New Orleans. That's the trade. It's a little bit of a home game. It's a home game really for Tulane. It's at Tulane Stadium. What do you got?
I think I'm still going to have to say Tulane. I mean, I do think this year they did do very well. I mean, the only team they lost to was an SEC team, and it's in New Orleans, so I think they have the
It was a close game, too.
Yeah.
No justification, SMU.
SMU, go Ponies. I want to pick SMU as well because they're hot right now. 2 really good teams. That's a tough pick. All right. Speaking of tough pick, number 14 Louisville, number 4 Florida State playing in the ACC championship game. We all know that Florida State lost their quarterback several weeks ago. They did get out of the swamp alive. Louisville taking on the chin from Kentucky last week in that rivalry game. Speaking of that rivalry game, it's tough to get out of. Who you got?
I do think this is going to be a close game. I mean, Florida State's really lacking since they lost their quarterback, but I'm still going to have to say Florida State just because I still think their defense is good and the rest of their offense.
They are.
Florida State.
Go Noles. We're 3 for 3 on the Noles on that pick. All right, here you go. I think I already know your pick on this one. Number 2 Michigan at the Big Ten championship game. Number 16 Iowa.
I'm going to have to say Michigan. I mean, they're number 2. They beat Ohio State last week. I think this is just a clear pick.
A clear pick.
I agree with Michigan.
Michigan, yes, Michigan. I don't think Iowa's going to punt their way out of this game. I think Michigan's got too much offense for Iowa. All right, here's the big one. We all know in Atlanta, number 1 Georgia versus number 8 Alabama. I think I know who you're picking based on the sweatshirt. Georgia struggled with Georgia Tech. Alabama struggled is not even close enough word to what happened with Auburn last week. It took. Have you seen all the clips of all the announcers? Did you see the Kirk Herbstreit clip where they were getting ready to announce another game? Oh man, you got to go back, look it up. Kirk Herbstreit's reaction. They're getting ready to announce the game after the Alabama-Auburn game, and their reaction in the press box was amazing. All right, Georgia versus Alabama in the SEC championship game. You got to give us your points on this one too. What do you got?
Both teams didn't do as well as they hoped last week. I mean, Georgia only was 8 points ahead of Tech, but I think they still did a little bit better than Alabama. I mean, still they almost got beat by Auburn last week. I'm gonna have to say Georgia 35-24.
Okay.
Who would I be if I didn't pick Georgia? My score is going to be 39 Georgia, 18 Alabama.
39-18. I think this one's going to be a lot higher scoring than people think. I'm going to go with the Dogs 42-38 over Alabama. What are your picks? Put them in the comments below. It's going to be a great week of championship football. Great. It's going to be raining. We're all going to be huddled up under a blanket on the couch watching something. May as well be college football. I'm going to leave it with you guys for the rest of Trojan Sports.
Today in Trojan Sports, esports playoff with Smash Bros at 3:45.
And then 7th Wrestling at East Coweta, 5:30.
Coming tomorrow in Trojan Sports, dance team is at Stillwell. JV and Varsity Boys Wrestling host the Trojan Wars.
Girls wrestling is at a Big Ten Duels. That's Woodward Academy.
Competition cheer, game day cheer at Model High School.
Good luck to all of our Trojan athletes.
In the senior section, senior news, create your FSA ID now at studentaid.gov. You must create an account before the deadline in 2024, or 2025 FAFSA.
The Hagen Scholarship deadline is today, December 1st. The link to review the eligibility requirements is available on the Senior Corner website. Do not forget to check out the Senior Corner for links to many other scholarship websites. Holiday breaks are coming up, and they're a great time to research and apply for scholarships.
Contact Ms. Fisher if you're interested in taking the ASVAB this year.
The University of Alabama will be here on December 12th for a college visit. See the Senior Corner website, cafeteria TVs, and Career Center bulletin board for sign-up information.
Now over to Jack for our CHS weather report.
Good morning, Carrollton High School. This is your Chief Weather Reporter, Jack Oness, for your weather update. Today's weather is calling for a forecast high of 63 and a low of 58. There will be rain during the day with a chance of thunderstorms. CHS now for a special edition from the SEC Championship football game for Saturday. It's Georgia taking on Alabama in Atlanta. The forecast for that game, high 65, low 59, 90% chance of rain. CHS, go Dogs! Sing 'em! Woo, 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 woo! Now back to our anchors for Today in History!
Thanks, Jack.
Today in history, as no presidential candidate received a majority of electoral votes in the election of 1824, the U.S. House of Representatives votes to elect John Quincy Adams, who won fewer votes than Andrew Jackson in the popular election. As President of the United States, Adams was the son of John Adams, the second President of the United States.
Okay, let's talk about our birthdays.
Happy birthday to Jaheim Amir Jackson. That's all for today, so happy birthday to you.
The SAT word of the week is vindicate, as used on the SAT to free from blame. As used in a sentence, while Sarah's apology did not vindicate her poor choices, she hoped it would help those who hurt by her decisions find some peace.
Remember, the opportunity starts here, so make the most of today's opportunities.
That's all for this morning. Thank you for watching the Carrollton Morning Announcements. We hope you have a fantastic Friday and go Trojans!